Enzo Maresca lost his first Premier League game in charge of Chelsea as Manchester City beat them 2-0 at Stamford Bridge, beginning their latest title defense in style. Man City's superior quality and game management ultimately won out in a battle between Pep Guardiola and another coach formerly under his tutelage. It took just 18 minutes for back-to-back Premier League Golden Boot winner Erling Haaland to open his account for the new season. He collected a pass from Bernardo Silva, who survived a VR check for offside before bulldozing past the Chelsea defense and firing home his 91st Man City goal on his 100th club appearance. The Blues thought they had equalized just before the break. Ederson uncharacteristically spilled Cole Palmer's shot, with a lurking Nicholas Jackson netting the rebound. However, VAR intervened and the goal was ruled out for Jackson's offside. The second half saw both sides trade blows and chances as impressive debutant Pedro Neto provided a spark for Chelsea. In the 65th minute, Man City thought they had added another as Rico Lewis smashed home, but a foul from Haaland on Levi Colwill in the build-up ruled the goal out. After another loose Chelsea midfield pass, Kovacic cruised to the top of the area before firing past Robert Sanchez, who for his part should have done better. The Croatian did not celebrate against his former side, but helped his current one to all 3 points, extending Man City's unbeaten run to 24 Premier League games.
Germany international Havertz had the home fans on their feet midway through the first half, thanks to a wonderful assist from Saka in sunny North London on Saturday. The hosts were not quite as convincing in a second period as Wolves upped their match, though Havertz did miss a great chance to double the lead. But the brilliant Saka ensured there would be no misstep to start a campaign in which Arsenal are looking to go one better than a second-place finish last term. Victory means the Gunners join fellow potential title contenders Liverpool and Manchester United among the teams on 3 points, with Wolves in the bottom 3, albeit after only one match. Saka had been one of Arsenal's main tormentors-in-chief, twice seeing tame efforts saved by Jose Sa. Before, delivering a superb whipped cross from the right-headed home by Havertz after 25 minutes. It needed a remarkable save from David Raya to deny Jorgen Strand Larsen a debut Wolves goal. While at the other end, Joao Gomes made a terrific block to frustrate Gabriel Martinelli after a terrific through ball from Declan Rice. Havertz bent wide of the right post shortly after the restart, and Thomas Partey curled off target from the edge of the box as Arsenal probed for a second. Wolves certainly picked up, though, and substitute Matheus Cunha should have done more to make William Saliba pay for a misplaced pass. That profligacy was punished when Saka stepped inside Ryan Ait-Nouri on the right of the area and beat Sa at his near post to take the match beyond Wolves in the 74th minute. Wolves lost 2 of their most influential players during preseason, with Max Kilman and Pedro Neto moving on to pastures new. So, there will be plenty of onus on others to step up for Gary O'Neill's side throughout the campaign. But it is fair to say they will have easier challenges, especially in defense, where the Gunners' ability to move the ball in the tightest of spaces caused a plethora of issues. Ait-Nouri is a top Premier League performer, but spent a lot of time being twisted this way and that by Saka, and you sense he will not be the only left-sided defender to endure such treatment this season. Todi Gomez had his struggles too, and on another day might have given away a penalty after clumsy work in the area when challenging Saka. There were positives to take from this defeat too, not least the fact it took a wonderful stop from Raya to deny Larsen from Hwang Hee-chan's cross that rivaled Saka's for technical ability. Moreover, there was a good 10-minute period where if Wolves, particularly Cunha, were a touch more clinical, then the context of this match might have changed. The 35 million striker, a new signing from Bologna, came off the bench and provided a deft flick on fellow substitute Alejandro Garnacho's cross with 3 minutes of normal time remaining, after United had struggled to break down Marco Silva's side. With Ten Hag trusted with a 3rd season at Old Trafford by new co-owners Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos, the campaign began with 3 points, but with many issues to solve, as Fulham had the better of the first quarter, with Kenny Tet forcing Andrea Onana into a good early save from 25 yards. United improved in the first half and began forcing the visitors into errors, one of which saw Bernd Leno pass straight out to Casemiro, who fed makeshift starting striker Bruno Fernandes, but the Fulham goalkeeper atoned for his error by saving well. Minutes later, Leno denied the Man Utd captain again from close range after a good move from the hosts. United brought Xerxes on for his debut with half an hour to go, but the substitution initially failed to make an impact. If anything, Fulham looked more dangerous on the break, with Andreas Pereira wasting two good openings on Adama Traore-led breaks with wasteful passes. But with minutes remaining, Xerxes turned in Garnacho's delivery with just his seventh touch of the match, to spare Ten Hag's blushes and get a winning feeling to Old Trafford at the start of the new campaign. There was still time for Garnacho to produce an early contender for miss of the season, as he failed to turn home Marcus Rashford's square ball with the goal gaping. But it needn't matter. United begin the season with a win, but only just. Kieran McKenna's newly promoted side restricted Liverpool to no shots on target in the first 45 minutes, as their intensity and pressing made life hard for the Reds, but the difference in class soon shone through after the break. Diogo Jota scored the first Premier League goal of the slot era when gobbling up an expert pass from Mohamed Salah on the 60 minutes before Salah got his own 5 minutes later and became the outright top scorer in Premier League opening day matches with 9 goals. Ipswich were back in the top flight for the first time in 22 years after back-to-back promotions under McKenna, who signed a new deal at the club in the summer. The hosts played with vigor and organization in the first half in front of a buoyant Portman Road crowd. Quality openings were few and far between, though with a lightning-quick counterattack providing the best opportunity, which ended with Omari Hutchinson's low strike being routine enough for Alisson. Liverpool, who finished third in Jurgen Klopp's last season, went up a level after the break, with Jota able to force the opener on the hour mark following an assist by Salah. Jota had inexplicably headed wide in the 59th minute from a wonderful Trent Alexander-Arnold delivery, but redeemed himself 60 seconds afterwards with a typically tidy finish. 5 minutes later, it was 2-0 when Virgil van Dijk picked out Salah, who exchanged passes with Dominic Szoboszlai before steering a low finish home. That was one of 15 shots Liverpool attempted in a completely dominant second half, where the task facing McKenna and his team this season was laid bare. The hosts were reduced to 10 men towards the half-hour mark after Fabian Schär's straight red card, following an altercation with Saints forward Ben Brereton Diaz, but found themselves ahead on the stroke of halftime following Joelinton's composed finish. After playing with over 10 men for over an hour, recording 22% possession throughout the 90 minutes, the Magpies held firm to record an impressive clean sheet along with maximum points at St. James Park. Eddie Howe's side were aiming for a third successive opening day win and faced a Southampton side who gained promotion to the English top flight last term via championship playoffs. Southampton defender Jack Stevens looked to have stroked the visitors ahead in the opening stages after tapping home from Will Smallbone's cross-come shot, but the Saints skipper's effort was disallowed after straying into an offside position. The contest took a dramatic twist towards the half-hour mark as Schär was sent off for United. After Brereton Diaz shoved the Swiss defender to the ground, the latter appeared to push his head into the Chile international, who theatrically fell to the floor before referee Craig Pawson gave the center-back his marching orders to the frustration of the home supporters. Brereton Diaz, heavily booed by the majority of the 52,196 fans in attendance, almost fired the Saints ahead after connecting with Yukinari Sugawara's bending cross from the right flank, but directed his header wide of the target. In the 45th minute, Newcastle took the lead through Joelinton's strike. After Alexander Isak pounced upon Alex McCarthy's weak pass inside the box, the Swedish striker picked out Joelinton before the Brazilian midfielder, who celebrated his 28th birthday on Wednesday, slotted a low effort into the left-hand corner in front of a raucous Gallowgate end. Lewis Hall produced a heroic goal line clearance shortly after the restart to prevent Adam Armstrong equalizing for the visitors, hooking away the former Magpies forward's low first-time shot from Joe Aribo's dangerous cross before Brereton Diaz's rebound was crucially blocked out for a corner by Livramento. Pope, making his first Premier League outing of the calendar year on home soil since sustaining a dislocated shoulder against Manchester United in December, produced an excellent save to deny Armstrong as the Geordie forward's stinging drive was importantly tipped over the crossbar by the England international. Newcastle continued to defend valiantly throughout the second half, although Armstrong went close once more to dashing United's clean sheet hopes as the striker's deflected effort from Flynn Downs' tee-up flew narrowly wide of the left-hand post. With the full-time whistle approaching, Pope contributed with a key save as the Magpies shot-stopper held Carlos Alcaraz's goal-bound header from Sam Amo-Amiao's teasing cross into the box. Despite 5 minutes of stoppage time, Newcastle were able to withstand St. Antoine Semenyo scored a late Bournemouth equalizer to deny Nottingham Forest victory on the opening weekend of the Premier League season. Chris Wood's first-half opener looked like it was going to be enough to give Forest all 3 points at the City Ground before Semenyo struck to earn Bournemouth a 1-1 draw. The game was rather overshadowed by a serious injury incurred early on by Danilo after the midfielder landed awkwardly when competing for possession with Semenyo, who also required fairly lengthy treatment. Security staff came on to support the medical personnel by creating a barrier around the midfielder, as medics treated him on the pitch for more than 8 minutes before he was eventually stretchered off, with what was later revealed to be a broken ankle. Ryan Yates came on to replace Danilo and made an immediate impact as he was instrumental in Forest's opener minutes later. The ball dropped to him in the area after a ricochet, and although his shot was well saved by the on-rushing Neto, Wood was on hand to coolly slot home into the bottom right corner. Anthony Elanga and Callum Hudson-Odoi both went close for Forest before Bournemouth thought they had got themselves back on level terms when Dango Ouattara lashed home after a neat short corner routine, only to see the effort ruled out for offside following a VR check. The hosts were made to pay in the 86th minute when substitute Harry Toffolo tried to clear a cross from Ryan Christie. His attempted clearance hit another Forest defender and dropped straight to Semenyo, who blasted home for the visitors. Morgan Gibbs-White and Taiwo Awoniyi both had chances late on, before a cool piece of defending from Bowley denied Daniel Jebbison the chance to slide home a last-gasp winner for Bournemouth. Forest are now winless in their last 9 matches against Bournemouth.